Welcome students, welcome to physics bridge course classes. In this class we will learn about describing motion. Students, you already know that in the describing motion there are many concepts. They are distance, displacement, speed, velocity and acceleration. Okay students, are you ready to recall these concepts? Shall we start the today's session? Okay students, let's start today's session. Introduction. Let's take a look at some familiar objects. Observe carefully students. When he moves among these objects, there is no change in the position of these objects. That is because these objects are rest. Now let's see what happens when these objects move. Oh, did you see how fast the car zoomed away? The ball has also disappeared out of sight. The globe shows how the earth rotates on its axis, but the rocking chair is still here. Its movement looks very initiating. Right? Like to relax in this chair. So, what changed around me? The objects that were at rest started moving over in motion. Motion can be of various types. It can be regular and controlled, like in watch, or erect and uncontrolled, like that displayed by the clock that took thousands of leaves. Now, how far do you think the car will go? How long will the globe take a rotate completely on its axis? You can obtain answer to such questions through the study of motion in physics. These answers will help you control motion and harness it for constructive purpose like an hydroelectric dam. In this lesson, you will learn about motion and related quantities. That the end of this lesson, you will be able to define motion, identify instances of motion encountered in our everyday life, analyze motion along a straight line, identify uniform and non-uniform motion, calculate speed and average speed, define velocity, calculate velocity of a moving object, explain scalar and vector quantities, define acceleration and calculate acceleration of a moving object in everyday life. You see some objects at rest and others in motion. Birds fly, horses gallop, water flows through rivers and cars move. You see, these are in motion. Thus, motion is a state of an object in which there is a change in its position with respect to its surroundings and time. When race starts, the position of each car participating in the race changes relative to the stands, spectators, and so on. This is the cars ever in a state of motion. Tiny particles such as atoms and molecules and heavenly bodies such as planets, stars, and galaxies are all in motion. For example, Earth rotates around its own axis and revolves around the Sun in an orbit. Similarly, other planets, solar systems, and galaxies in the universe all are continuously in motion. None of the moving objects that we have looked at exist in isolation. They may have either moving or stationary objects in their environment. What happens when we compare the state of two or more than two objects? For instance, let us consider the state of a car driver. Is he at rest or in motion? It is difficult to answer this question. This is because with respect to the car, the driver is at rest, but with respect to other things around he is in motion. Thus, the state of rest and motion of bodies are relative. Absolute state of rest or motion do not exist. Consider a bus moving a longer road. Passengers in the bus praises the trees and the other objects outside the bus to be moving, while his co-passenger seems to be at rest. Similarly, we cannot see the rotation or evolution of the end however, based on the changes in the environment at various times of the day and transition of sessions, we can inform that the earth is rotating on its axis as well as revolving around the sun. Hence, overall, you are in motion as a part of that, but at the same time you are at rest with respect to your immediate surroundings. Motion of objects or bodies can be one dimensional or linear, two dimensional or three dimensional. One dimensional or linear motion involves an object moving along a straight line or in specified direction. For example, cars moving along a straight path in the circuit exhibit linear motion. In two-dimensional motion, in a given plane, an object moves in two directions at the same time. For example, a golf ball, when it flies off, making a large parabolic path over the golf course, it travels two dimensions or directions at the same time, horizontal and vertical. If we observe an aeroplane taking off from runway, it ascends rapidly in one direction and after gaining some height, turns towards its flight path. This type of motion, where an object moves in three directions at the same time, is called a three-dimensional motion. In this lesson, we will cover motion along the linear path in detail. You can measure the magnitude of movement of an object using two quantities, distance and displacement. I am called the displacement. I will always show you the shortest distance between the initial and final points for the aerial distance between 2 points. My cousin is called distance. We often look similar, so it can be a little confusing for people at times. However, there is a unique features that sets me apart from my cousin. My sense of direction. In fact, because of this characteristic, I always display a special pole, letter or an arrow on my head. Let's look at these quantities using an example. At the end of a school day, Mary goes from the school to the playground. The school is 3 kilometers away from her home and the playground is 4 kilometers away from the school. So, from home to school to the playground, Mary travels a total of 7 kilometers. This is the distance traveled by Mary. Thus, distance is the actual length of the path covered by a moving object, irrespective of the direction of motion. However, the straight route from Mary's home to the playground is only about 5 kilometers long. Therefore, Mary's displacement from home to the playground is 5 kilometers as against the distance covered by Mary in reaching the playground, which was 7 kilometers. Gap's displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points, irrespective of the path between the points. When an object is in motion, its motion may only known to be consist all through its journey until it comes to rest again. Let us observe the yellow kind erase. What do we see? The car moves 50 meters every second continuously. Thus, for each second, if we know down how far the car has moved from the starting line, we see that displacement during any 2 consecutive seconds is the same. This called is a uniform motion. An object is said to be uniform motion if it shows equal displacements in equal intervals of time. However, small these intervals may be. Now, let us observe the red car in the race and record how far it moved from the starting line for each second of motion. We see that its displacement during any 2 consecutive seconds is not the same. This is non-uniform motion. An object is said to be non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distance in equal intervals of time or equal distances in unequal intervals of time. Next, Different object may take different amounts of time to cover a given distance. How fast does a moving object change its position? The answer to this question relates motion to the time taken for the change of motion, and that brings us to speed. Speed of an object is the rate at which an object comes as a given distance or changes its position. Speed is calculated as a ratio of distance covered by the time taken to cover that distance. Thus, an object that covers a relatively large distance in a short amount of time is moving at high speed. Conversely, a slow moving object has a low speed and covers a relatively small amount of distance in a relatively larger duration. An object addressed as no speed is measured in centimeters per second in the CGS system and has meter per second in the SI system. You measure speed in kilometers per hour. 1 kilometer hour equals 5 divided by 18 meters per second, or 1 meter per second equals 3.6 kilometers per hour. Let's try applying this formula to one of the situations we reviewed earlier in our previous example. Mary's school is 3 kilometers away from her home and the playground is 4 kilometers away from the school. If Mary walks to school from home in 20 minutes, her speed can be calculated as 3000 divided by 1200, which is 2.5 meter per second. All 9 kilometers are, however, generally the motion of an object is not uniform from its starting point to its final destination. Its speed varies at different points or stretches in the journey. In such cases, to determine the speed at which the object covers the total distance, you may need to gather data on the speed of the object at each instant when it is motion and then calculate the average of these instantaneous speeds. However, gathering so much of data can be tedious and certainly impossible in the case of large distances. Therefore, we typically use a quantity called average speed in our calculations. The average speed of an object is the ratio of the total distance covered by the object to the total time taken by it for covering the distance. Like motion, speed can be uniform or non-uniform. Thus, an object in uniform motion has uniform speed and an object in non-uniform motion has no uniform speed. If you rearrange the formula for speed, you can determine the distance covered in a given period of time at a given speed. S equal to ds divided by t is equal to, therefore d is equals to s into t. However, it does not give the displacement of the object. To determine the displacement of an object, you need to know the direction of motion along with the rate of the motion. Velocity is the speed of an object moving in a definite direction. Velocity of an object is defined as the rate of change in the position of a body. Can also be defined as the rate of displacement of an object. Velocity is calculated as the ratio of displacement of the object to the time interval taken for that displacement. Velocity is measured as centimeter per second in the CG system and meter per second in the SI system. Similarly, to speed, velocity is also measured in kilometers per hour. Velocity of an object can change by either changing its speed in a particular direction or by keeping the speed constant and changing the direction. When the yellow car takes turn and moves ahead, its velocity becomes available. Like average speed, you can calculate the average velocity of an object having non-uniform motion. Average velocity is defined as the ratio of the total displacement to the total time taken. When a body is moving with variable velocity 40, total time taken u and v are the magnitudes of its initial and final velocities, during which it has a total displacement, that is s. Average velocity of the body is the average of u and v, that is, it is the half of the sum of the initial and final velocities. Okay students, in this class we learn about motion and distance, displacement, speed and velocity. ಓಕೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು 9th ಮತ್ತು 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೋಟ್ಸು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸರಿ ನೀವು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೋಷನ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸು, SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಷ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವೇ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ರೈಟ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮಕ್ಕಳ.